Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Ethereum and the continuation of the Ethereum Mountain Range, the Ethers. If you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So Ethereum has gone from $80 to $2,000. Now it's back at $1,500, and a lot of people are worried. And the narrative among a lot of people is that these other projects, Polkadot and Cardano, are going to replace it. I simply think that is not true. By the way, I come at that from a point of being a Cardano and Polkadot bull, right? I own both of those projects. Those projects have done very well, and I will continue to root those projects on. But it does not replace the fact that Ethereum still maintains a majority control of the, of a lot of what's going on in crypto, right? It's the backbone for a lot of things. That's where most people are developing. There's a lot of money in Ethereum, a lot of big money in Ethereum. And I do think that your future self will be laughing at your current self for worrying so much about these price movements. These are nothing to worry about. I mean, nothing to worry about. Look at the last cycle. If we take a look at the last cycle, Ethereum had major corrections. And we talk about Bitcoin having 40% corrections last cycle. Ethereum had a 70% correction right there. Here it had a 50% correction. Okay, if we go back even further last cycle, we had another 70% correction here. We had a 55% correction there. So Ethereum can have nice corrections. I mean, it can have fairly impressive corrections that can scare people that are not aware of what can happen. But remember, I think Ethereum will stand the test of time. The test of time is important. What happens on any given day is somewhat irrelevant. And what is interesting is that our current dip, we're not going to measure it to the bottom of that wick there, our current dip, to say this point, is only a 35% correction. So what concerns me for new people is the people that are very concerned at a $1,500 Ether when it only represents like a 20 to 30% correction. We know that we're capable of much more than that, right? I mean, if you lived through last market cycle, is like you can tell these new people they haven't seen anything yet. That doesn't mean we will see these types of corrections this market cycle, but you have to be prepared for those. I do think Ether will stand the test of time. It has the majority of developers working on it. It has by far, so much money, a lot of big pockets pouring into the space, into Ethereum. It's the backbone for a lot of decentralized finance applications. It's the backbone for a lot of ERC20 tokens. It's what a lot of people are using for NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Ethereum will stand the test of time. Okay, and if you guys remember back in, I want to say it was back over here in the summer, a lot of altcoins were making major moves, and Ethereum wasn't making major move, and we said, well, it's coming, and then it came. The move did come. Right now, we're in a position where, yes, other altcoins or some of the altcoin market has outperformed Ethereum, but I would actually expect the altcoin market to outperform Ethereum. In fact, the reason I hold ADA and Polkadot is because I expect them to outperform Ethereum. But I hold more Ethereum than either of those projects because it's not about your return, it's about your risk-adjusted return. And with Ethereum, I feel like I'm taking on less risk than with these other smaller cap projects. They have a lot more to prove. Ethereum does not have as much to prove, in my opinion, right? We can argue about it all day long. I know these types of videos are bound to piss someone off, but this is my opinion, and I'm allowed to talk about what I think, right? I'm a big ADA bull. I'm a big Polkadot bull. I'm a big Ethereum bull. Let's all make money together. We don't have to be at each other's throats, right? Let's all make money together as we hopefully watch the entire cryptocurrency asset class appreciate several more times over the next several years. So let's take it one step at a time. So far, this dip that we've seen is not that substantial. It really is not that substantial. If anything, I would say it represents an opportunity. Now, does it represent a opportunity to say it can't go lower? Of course not. Of course we could go lower. The price of Ethereum was at $400 in November. I'm not saying we're going back to $400, but I don't think any crypto veteran is going to be surprised with a move like this. Who would be surprised with something like that? I don't think there would be very many people surprised with if it did something like that. The point is to say, and I say this mainly to the new people, not the people that have been in the space for a long time, because those people know the game, right? You guys know the game. You recognize what's going on. We're likely heading towards closer to 5 figures. I don't know if we're going to make it to 5 figures or not, but I do think we have a long ways to go. And there's going to be a lot of bumps along the way. There's going to be bumps along the way, and we just have to navigate those effectively to remember our long-term goal is not $1,500. Our long-term goal is not $2,000. Our long-term goal, my long-term goal, is probably going to be closer to 5 figures in terms of where I see the market peaking for Ethereum. We're nowhere close to that yet, right? We're nowhere close to it. Doesn't mean we can't have down periods where it goes sideways for 6 months. Doesn't mean we can't go down for a few months. The market cycle, I think, will remember this, though, as a small bump in the road. Small bump in the road. If we look at the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation, I swear, almost every time I look at it, any given day, we're at 314, because I just recognize it as pi, right? 314. It seems to gravitate to that valuation a lot, and you can see that it's actually been at this valuation already. It's been at it here, here, and here. So it's been there a lot recently. It tends to cluster around that area over the last few months. But what have I said all along, right? The Ether Bitcoin valuation is likely to bleed as long as Bitcoin volatility remains high. What I noticed, though, is that it's possible, I think it's too early to call yet, it's possible that Bitcoin volatility is reducing some. If it can calm down here, then maybe we'll see an Ethereum start to make some moves. Now, I would prefer Bitcoin to be above the 20-day moving average, which it's not above now. So in order to do that, it needs to get above $50 or 50K in the short term. It's not above that. If it is above that, I think Ethereum has an even stronger catalyst. But if it's not above that, I don't think that necessarily precludes Ethereum from making a move against Bitcoin. So remember, Ethereum can be dead for weeks and weeks and weeks, or what people say dead, and then it comes back to life, and then everyone's back to the euphoric mode, and we just rinse and repeat the cycle, okay? We identified a long time ago that this green rectangle would be our reaccumulation phase of the Ether Bitcoin valuation, and that I said we would spend a long time in this region, a long time. And if we take a measured move to see how long we've spent in it so far, we've been in it about 32 weeks, plus or minus a couple weeks for going back out of it. So maybe about 30 weeks out of the last 32 weeks we have spent within this band. I fully expect us to spend maybe at least another month or two in this band, maybe even longer in this band. Believe it or not, we can extend this out, right? That is possible. So it's possible we spend even longer in this band. But as I identified before, this is the reaccumulation phase for the Ether Bitcoin valuation for this market cycle, in my opinion. It's not financial advice. You cannot take it to the bank, but that is what I consider to be the accumulation phase for the Ether Bitcoin valuation, is this red band, or the green band here, more or less ranging from 0.028 up to 0.042, 0.043. This is the accumulation phase for the Ether Bitcoin valuation. I think we will trend much higher this cycle. We have a long ways to go. I don't know if we're going to make it back to 0.15, but we're not even at 0.05, right? We're not even at 0.05 yet. So I would say have some patience, have some resolve on the market. Let's recognize where we are in the market cycle. We still theoretically have a long ways to go based on a lot of different metrics. One step at a time. Remember, if you guys like the content, we have the premium list sale. I'm going to end it in about 9 days. If you want to lock in the lower rate, make sure you check it out, because I don't really anticipate dropping these prices back to these levels again, at least not for the entire premium list package. It's possible I might break things up in the future, but I have no immediate plans to do that, so I wouldn't even count on that. So if you want access to it, make sure you go lock in the lower rate. Check out the description below. You can find a link to the sale. So check that out if you want to lock in the lower rate. You get access to weekly reports and videos, the weekly Telegram, or the Telegram alerts channel, the Telegram chat room, the risk dashboard, the trading view indicators. There's some other things I've actually recently launched on the premium list, and they're loving it. So make sure you guys check that out. I'll talk about it here in a few days. I'm just trying to get people there set up. But check that out. Hope you guys enjoy the content. By the way, we have a Telegram channel. You guys should join that. We have over 20,000 people. Another place that you guys might consider joining, I'm not a mod at this place. I didn't create it. But ETH Finance, the Reddit subreddit, ETH Finance, go check it out. Okay. I'm somewhat active there. Go check this subreddit out if you're
looking for other communities as well. I think this is a good community, and again, I'm not a mod there. I don't want to be, right. I think it's a good community. There's a lot of good discussions there, and that's a place I think that it's worth checking out, and I think you'll enjoy it, right? I think you'll enjoy what you'll find over there. A lot of supportive people that will talk about a lot of fundamental stuff, right? If you guys tired of me and Ben never talks about fundamental stuff, they'll talk about it there. So subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye.